evening. This is the regular. Is that better? Is that better? Can you hear me now?
We can't, I can
I
see
don't
your
see
red
your
light's
light.
not on.
Yeah, I don't see your light.
I believe the mayor's light might be broken. I think it's good.
It's okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll speak louder too. Good evening. This is the regularly scheduled June 27th meeting of the Geneva Planning and Zoning Commission. I am John Mead, chairman of this commission tonight, filling in for Scott Stocking, who is absent tonight. For the benefit of those in the audience, I'm joined by Commissioner Michael Slifka, Commissioner Tim Moran, Commissioner Mim Evans, City Attorney Scott Vinson, Director of Community Development David DeGroot, and City Planner Matt Busing. This evening, the Commission will host a public hearing for Agenda Item 5A. As chairman of tonight's meeting, I will guide the public, applicants, and the Commission through our public hearing process, which is outlined on the back of the meeting agenda. Please see this page for further details. The Commission will open the public hearing, and staff will present a summary of their report. The applicant will then provide an opening statement and brief overview of their requests. Commission members will first have the opportunity to ask questions and make comments. This will be followed by public comment and testimony regarding the requests. Audience members will be called on and given an opportunity to comment. We ask that you state your name when it is your turn to speak. If your comment has already been made or your question has already been asked, it is not necessary to repeat it. We remind members of the public to refrain from veering off topic and direct comments that are relevant to the requests being considered. Following the end of the public testimony, the applicant will have an opportunity to comprehensively answer questions and respond to any of the comments made from the members of the public. Additional questions and comments may then be stated by the Commission. The public hearing may then be closed by the Commission deliberation, followed by Commission deliberation on the separate requests. In order to help with the quality of the meeting broadcast, I would remind all commissioners to mute themselves except when they are addressing the Commission. Commissioners are also encouraged to state their name prior to speaking and prior to providing a roll call vote to better assist our record keepers. For instance, Mead, aye, nay, or abstain. If you wish to speak or present testimony at tonight's meeting, please stand and raise your hand to be sworn in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Anna, would you please call the roll?
Mead,
Mead here.
Evans,
Evans here?
Slivka,
Slivka here.
Holloman, Mataskill, Moran,
Moran here.
Stocking.
We have a quorum, so we will proceed. Next item on the agenda is item 3, approval of the agenda. Do we have any questions, comments, additions, or motion to accept the agenda?
Move to approve the agenda, Slivka.
Second, Evans?
Anna, will you take the roll?
Mead,
Aye.
Evans,
Evans, aye?
Slivka,
Slivka, aye.
Moran.
Moran, aye.
Next item on the agenda is item 4, approval of the minutes from the May 23rd, 2024 meeting. Any comments, additions, or motion?
Moran, move to approve. Slivka, second.
All those in favor of approval of the minutes, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimously approved.
No, I abstain.
Oh, you did, I'm sorry.
I was not
All right.
present.
Record will note that Commissioner Evans abstained. Next item on the agenda is item 5, a public hearing, Caldwell Banker parking lot expansion. This is a request for 1, a variation from section 11-4A-11 to allow a parking lot and entrance along State Street. 2, relief from the parking lot lighting standards in the East State Street corridor design guidelines. And 3, site plan approval for a parking lot expansion. The applicant is Donna McQuaid, Caldwell Banker. Location is 230 East State Street. PIN numbers 12-02-355-012 and -013. Matt, do we have anything for the record?
Yes, so the contents for this file include an application for a variation filed by Donna McQuaid of Coldwell Banker, dated September 19th, 2022. It includes the following: the legal description, the proof of ownership, project narrative, a response to the variation standards, a plat of survey, preliminary engineering plans, the engineer's opinion of probable cost, the landscape plan, site lighting and photometric plan, the fire truck auto turn analysis, a stormwater report, a right-of-way permit application, a stormwater permit application, the Kane County Stormwater Management Permit worksheet, all IDOT review correspondence, the list of property owners within 500 feet of the subject property, and the affidavit attesting to the accuracy of said list of property owners within 500 feet of the subject property, a copy of the letter to all property owners within 500 feet, providing notice of the application being filed, a certificate of publication from the Daily Herald for the legal notice that was published on June 12th, 2024 for tonight's public hearing, a copy of the public hearing notice mailed to all property owners within 500 feet, and a staff report from the Community Development Department to the Planning and Zoning Commission dated June 27th, 2024.
Thank you, Matt. At this time, would you like to give a summary of your staff report?
Yes, I will go to the podium. So this is just something we're trying out here, a little trial run. Staff's going to kind of try to give a summary report of our analysis for the benefit of the commission, the benefit of the public, and the applicant. We'll keep it pretty short, just kind of summarize what is being asked for and what our staff findings are. So just a brief summary, as John stated, the applicant is Donna McQuaid of Coldwell Banker. Location is 230 East State Street. And then there are 3 requests here. One is for a variation to allow a parking lot and entrance along East State Street. They are also requesting relief from the East State Street corridor design guidelines for parking lot lighting. And then the 3rd request is site plan approval. A brief breakdown here of the zoning map. The subject property is located in the DCM district, which is a commercial mixed-use district. Properties to the north and west are also in this zoning district. To the east, we have the B3E business district, and then to the south is a single-family R3 medium high-density zoning district. The comprehensive plan is more or less pretty similar to the zoning map here. The property is located in the downtown station area master plan, and it is identified for general commercial uses. Similarly to the north and west, the same identification. To the east, it is in the East State Street sub-area plan and identified for traditional mixed use. And then to the south, it is identified for single-family use. So we'll just kind of break down the analysis here. The first request is for a variation from section 11-4A-11. And that is to allow a parking lot and entrance in a yard otherwise prohibited. In this case, it is along East State Street. There are 4 standards the commission is tasked with kind of analyzing and reviewing and basing their findings on. Those are a reasonable return, a unique hardship or practical difficulty, the character of the area, and a minimum variation. In staff's findings, which is in the report that was provided to the commission, staff identified that all 4 of these standards were met. The second request is for relief from the East State Street corridor design guidelines. In those guidelines, it requires that all parking lot lighting be of a specific style, that of a acorn or globe style. The applicant is providing a total of 11 parking lot lights in the proposed parking lot. 9 of the 11 are going to meet that style. They're going to be acorn style globe lights. The 2 southernmost lights, circled here on the map here, they have requested to essentially have those be downcast Cobra style lights. And the reason being is that the property line there abuts a single family residence. The applicant found that the acorn style light, they would not be able to meet our minimum regulation for lighting at that property line. Therefore, the downcast lights have been proposed to meet the minimum lighting there and prevent light spillage into that single family residence. Finally, third request is for site plan approval. There's a number of standards here. We won't go through them all, but we have them here in case the commission wants to review them. But overall, staff has found that of all the ones that are applicable, they have been met. There are several that do not apply due to this being a request for just a parking lot. But overall, all of the conditions have been, or all of the standards have been met. And staff recommends approval of the proposed site plan, subject to 2 conditions. The first being that final engineering shall be approved prior to building permit issuance, and then the second being that final IDOT approval is granted prior to building permit issuance. Happy to take any questions or any feedback, as this is kind of the first trial run here of a staff report for you guys. We also have the plans here, and we can have this available if we want to go back to any slides. If there's no questions, I will return.
Thank you, Matt.
All right.
At this time, we can hear from the applicant to describe their requests.
I'm Don McQuaid, the managing broker of our Geneva location here. And Laura is our vice president of the state of Illinois for our company. I have Laura here in case my voice gives out. So I'll do the best I can. It's been a long process before we've gotten here. We began this project in March of 2020, closing on the first day of the COVID-19 quarantine on St. Patrick's Day. The property was in poor condition with numerous deferred maintenance issues. The purchase price was $600,000. The renovations to date have exceeded over $250,000, excluding the parking lot costs. We've replaced 4 aged furnaces, air conditioners, original windows, blown in insulation into the exterior walls, updated electrical and plumbing system, resolved the sewer issue, improved landscaping. We've transformed this historic home into a sustainable property. The original estimate for the parking lot was $100,000 with Geneva Construction Company, and due to the city requirements, the cost has risen to over $300,000. This figure does not include the additional required landscaping or the lighting. My point here is that we are good neighbors, and we are committed to complying with city requirements. We've significantly improved 2 lots we occupy, enhancing their appearance after decades of neglect. We're now not new to Geneva. This is our 4th location in Geneva. We started out on 3rd Street, and then went, which is now the James Restaurant, and then to the Riverside Building, then to 415 East State Street, next to Munchie Peas for 18 years, sharing a parking lot with the restaurant, and the air quality from the dry cleaner made it difficult to do business. And when the opportunity across the street came to our notice and the price came down to a price that made sense for a renovation, we decided it would be a great place for us to do business. Do you want to take over?
Yeah, if you want me to. I was about to interject and say, let me go. In 2022, we did receive an award from the Geneva Museum for our renovation project, which created a modern environment while preserving the character of the original house. We also collaborated with Henry Bennett's great-great-granddaughters to place a new historical plaque on the house, memorializing the Bennett family. Mayor Burns conducted a dedication ceremony attended by over 60 people. Many of them were friends of the Geneva Museum. We are conscientious neighbors, maintaining a quiet presence with only a few evening events each year and monthly office meetings. Improving the parking lot will expand our parking capacity from 8 to 21 spaces, reducing the need for parking on Kane Street. Additional lighting will enhance safety around the building, particularly in the winter months. We also have outdoor cameras for security, and the added lighting will increase property security. Widening the entrance to accommodate 2 cars and leveling the incline to State Street will improve safety for our customers and employees, as well as for passing vehicles. Being at the top of a hill does present challenges when turning left, and this improvement will help mitigate those issues and potentially reducing our day-to-day traffic on Kane Street as well. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions from the commissioners?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Commissioner Evans.
I have a question. I just wondered how you arrived at the 21 spaces.
That's what's on the plans, so we, so it's, once the parking lot is completed, there'll be 21
Donna, could you just come up to the mic? Sorry, just for the.
I'm sorry.
Just for the video,
That's how,
please.
what the plans indicate, so once the parking lot is complete with the way that the plans are drawn, we will have 21 parking spaces in the parking lot.
And how many agents do we have in Geneva right now?
We have 35.
So we have 35 independent contractors that work along with 2 staff, and even myself and other staff that do come and go from that location. And pretty much are during normal business hours as well, so.
Okay, so it's to accommodate the people who are using the building now?
Yeah,
Yes,
primarily,
that's
yeah.
right.
And
I'm
there's,
sorry,
like
I
you said,
missed
few events that happen in the evening hours. I mean, I think there'll be a summer picnic, you know, in a couple of weeks, and that's just more of our agents from 2 locations that will come in and have a picnic in the backyard, and that's about it. But it does really alleviate the pressure of people parking on the street, which has also been a little bit dangerous. Not a lot of curbed roads or sidewalks in that area, so for all around there for people to use, so I think it'll help people stay off the road as well.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I did have one question, that the entrance off of State is going to be widened from, I pulled in last night, and it was very tight, and I can imagine that people have to come to almost a stop before they come in. So you're widening that so it can
Yes.
accommodate an ingress lane and an egress lane,
Yes,
effectively?
yes.
Okay. And then I understood that the addition of the extra parking spaces would also allow this to comply with what could be used or could be developed on the vacant lot to the east, correct?
Right,
So that would be shared parking at that point?
Yes.
For that property?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, want to talk about Mike one, his long-term plan
I'm not as
Okay.
familiar with it recently, so yeah.
on it? Okay, so our company owner, Mike Purdell, the Purdell family owns the property. His long-term vision is to build another space there that he would be able to rent to another type of business, and then that would be shared space with
Right.
that.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
At this time, we will take issues or questions, comments from the public. Is there anyone in the public? Mr. Dashner, who would care to say anything? All right, at this,
Mr. Chairman, I would just note that we did get a comment
Yes,
from a
did all the commissioners receive
Yes.
the email with the public
Yes.
comment? Okay,
yes.
perfect, thank you. And that has also been posted on the website for anyone who wants to review it.
All right. Any other comments or discussion before we close the public hearing? Entertain a motion.
Move to close the public hearing.
Evans, second?
Moved and closed. Anna, would you call the roll?
Mead,
Mead, aye.
Evans,
Evans, aye.
Slivka,
Slivka, aye.
Moran,
Moran, aye.
Unanimous. The public hearing is closed. Now we enter into a time of deliberation. Any discussion or deliberation among the commissioners?
I would just point out that the parking lot in a very raw state has existed there for a long time. And to me, this is a minor expansion, but a vast improvement to a property which has been beautifully restored. So I think this is a very good proposal.
Thank you.
No, I would agree with that, too. An existing situation to improve it is, a win on both sides.
Right. Okay. And I would agree. I like the addition of the light, the expansion of the ingress and egress, and also the meaningful landscaping. So. Any further discussion or a motion? We have 3 motions tonight.
Mr. Chairman, if I might, I would make a motion to grant the applicant's request for a variation from Section 14-4A-11 of the zoning ordinance to allow parking lot and entrance in a yard off of 230 State Street, having complied with the 4 standards set forth for review of variations, subject to any findings of fact of city staff.
Thank you.
Slivka, second.
A second. Anna, would you please take the roll?
Mead,
Mead, aye.
Evans,
Evans, aye.
Slivka,
Slivka, aye.
Moran.
Moran, aye.
That motion passes.
Mr. Chairman, if I might, I would also make a motion to grant the applicant's request for relief from the East State Street corridor design guidelines to allow for 2 of the 11 total parking lot fixtures to be a Cobra-style fixture instead of the required acorn style.
Second, Evans.
Okay. Moved and seconded. Anna, would you take the roll?
Mead,
Mead, aye.
Evans,
Evans, aye.
Slivka,
Slivka, aye.
Moran.
Moran, aye.
Passes unanimously.
And lastly, Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion to approve the applicant's request for site plan alteration, having been reviewed under Section 11-14A-10 of the zoning ordinance, and having found favorable review by city staff of the many standards that apply for site design, subject to final engineering approval by the city and subject to final approval by the Illinois Department of Transportation.
Thank you.
Second, Slivka.
Moved and seconded. Anna?
Mead,
Mead, aye.
Evans,
Evans, aye.
Slivka,
Slivka, aye.
Moran.
Moran, aye.
It passes unanimously. All right. Matt, what happens next?
All right, so the next step, the recommendation of the PZC will go to City Council on July 8th. I'll send you guys an email tomorrow just confirming that date. But it'll be same time, same place on July 8th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck with your project.
All right, that concludes the agenda item 5. We next move on to public comment. Is there anyone in the room that would like to address the commission? Mr. Dashner.
I would, thank you very much, John Dashner. I just wanted to take a minute and express my appreciation for the Planning and Zoning Commission and the work that you guys have done. Quite frankly, I'm disappointed in City Council. 2 times a development has come to the city. 2 times Planning and Zoning has rejected it. And ultimately, city fathers have decided that it's in the best interest to pursue that. I'm disappointed in it, but I wanted to say thank you for Planning and Zoning for looking out for our interests. I did also want to mention, I was disappointed in reading the legal ramifications of this PUD. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a expert in real estate by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just a sales guy. And in reading this, it was clear that Planning and Zoning wasn't going to get your bite of the apple the second time on these developments. That the way the Planning and Zoning usually works, because I've been to a number of these meetings, is you look at the impact, the lighting, the traffic, and all that kind of thing. And the way these PUDs are now structured, it all goes to city staff. And they can decide whether it's appropriate or not, and whether it conforms to the standards that you have already established. I implore you to try and change that particular paragraph in that PUD agreement. I think it's incumbent upon the citizens to have access and to be able to talk and express their opinions about developments that occur in our city. And with these PUDs, the way they're structured, I don't think we have that opportunity anymore. So I appreciate it, and I just wanted to point that out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other business? Item 7.
Yeah, I have a couple items here. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who got back to me about just kind of that physical versus digital plan commission packet, as we try to maybe reduce how much paper we are using. So that'll be helpful. I know some of you still like the physical copies, no problem there. But I think, yeah, moving forward, it'll be nice to have that just in mind. Second, I just wanted to say, as Mr. Dashner did just reference, the City Council did approve the MIF development, and then they also approved the Venture Park development. So both of those projects have been approved and will proceed with their plans as moving forward. Third, just wanted to remind everybody on the commission that the city does have a employee appreciation event going on. It's going to be at the King County Cougars game. It is scheduled for July 31st, which is a Wednesday. If you guys are interested, please let us know. I think we sent out a kind of a reminder with the info, but if you guys want to let us know, we can let the HR director know as well. And finally, just kind of looking forward here to our next couple of meetings. We won't have a meeting on July 11th, and then the next one we're looking at will be on July 25th. I would expect a meeting on the 25th, but we definitely won't have one on the 11th.
Okay.
Matt, I will not be here on the 25th.
On
I'll be out of
25th?
town.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And that is all I have.
All right. Anyone else have any other business? Okay, seeing that or hearing that, any?
Move to adjourn.
Thanks, ma'am.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy 4th of
Yes.
July.